Hello everyone. Are there any doubts regarding previous talk?
No, sir.
Others, do you have any doubts? Yes. At least reply in chat box because we'll start with our today's class. Is my Android Studio visible to you guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we will start with our Firebase database. So first we will only check the functionality of creating an user in the Firebase today. So what I will do, I'll just create one layout here. Master and that one and the hint and email. Again, I have another one text for edit text. And the hint and the constraint. Remove the bottom constant of this. And the another edit. I'll create one button only. Text is creative. Then we will add some horizontal margin. Same thing for here. And also the top margin. That's a vertical margin only. We call it top. And for this, in the margin top. So change the evening. Now our simple layout is created here. We are just adding one edit text to get our email and another one edit text to get the password and one button to create the user. Now we will bind the views here. Email. Other email. The another one edit text and the button. not given the ID. So we can select it. Now, when I click on the button here, I want to extract some data from this email edit text and the password edit text, and then I want to create the user, right? So first we have to add the Firebase account. So we'll just go in your browser in Firebase console. You can just go here the Firebase console. And just hit on the add project here. Give the name to your project. I'll just type as Firebase. And then continue. Again continue. Select your default Firebase account and then create project. So it will take a little bit of time to create your project. Are there any doubts creating the Firebase project?
No, sir.
Now you can see it is created, so you can just hit continue here. So it will take you to your project. Then for today's task, we need the authentication feature. So you have to just click on it. Authentication, here you can see the option. First, you have to add the, you have to connect your app basically first. So you just here click on here in the Android option. Then it will ask you the package name. When you go to your project, you can see here is my package. You have to just copy it. Go back here. You can paste it here, and then you have to give it a nickname. I'll just leave it as Firebase only. Now here is the SH1 key. It is an optional. You can give it or you cannot. So I am not allowing it. Okay, now you can see it will give me an option to download one Google services.json file. This is the must file. You have to download it. Without it, you can't use the Firebase database. You can see it is downloaded. I'll just open the directory here, and you have to copy it and go back to your project, and you have to switch from the Android to the project here, and then open this first tab. Then you can get this folder as app. Just right click on it. Just right click on it and then hit paste here. So it will if you are downloading the JSON file more than once, it will give you the this type of numerical characters. Though you don't want that, you have to delete those all the things. It should be only named as Google Services.json, nothing else. Okay, so you have to just hit on it. It will give you in just one JSON file here with the data of the Firebase. Then once that is done, just click on the next here. Now you have to add some dependencies to your Android project. So you can see it is showing me you have to add the dependencies in the project level Gradle file. So which is the project level Gradle file? When you open your Gradle script file, the first file is the project level Gradle file, and the second file is the module level Gradle file. So they are asking us to first edit the Gradle file of the project level. So you can see this is the first Google option is already present here. Yes, so we don't need to add that again. But in the class path, we have to add this dependency as the class path here. So you have to copy that. And here in the dependency section, you have to add that. And then once that is done, you can see this is also already present. So you don't need to add that. Now you have to add the plugins here. You can, and this time it is in the app level Gradle file, means the module level Gradle file. You have to just copy it from here, go in your module level Gradle file. Here after the plugins, you can paste those things. Right? Then the next plugin here. And And then this is an bomb function which will be used to get the version of the Firebase. Then you have to add this in your dependencies section here at the bottom. Now once that is done, you have to use the analytic here. Just copy that, paste it here. Now once all the files dependencies are added here, you have to sync your project. So it will download all the required files here. And also while connecting the Firebase, you have to make sure you are connected with your Gmail account inside the Android Studio also. And then hit on the next, then it will show you to continue the console. Now our app is connected to the Firebase. Now once the app is connected, you have to start using it. Basically, I want the authentication feature for our first task. So you have to just click on the get started here. And for our task, we are going to use the email password creating the user. So you have to hit on this edit button. Then you have to enable it and just save it. Okay. You can see now it is enabled here. And here you will get all the users when you create some users from your app. So once that is done, you have to just go back here. Now you can see the Gradle sync is finished here. So we can start using it. But first we also have to add one another dependency. For creating a user, we need the auth dependency. What you can do is just copy this thing whole here and just paste it again. And the last name as the analytic, you change that to the auth and sync it. You can say now you can use the auth here. Now you just go back to your main activity. You have to first make an instance of your Firebase auth. Now once that is done, you have to initialize your auth is equal to Firebase auth dot get instance. Okay. Now once that is initialized, we can use the auth to create some users here. So what I will do is I will add one on click necessary on my button here. Okay. And when I click on this button, I will extract all the data inside my email and password section. So first I will create one string here named as yum email because we use the email by before. Then we'll use the email dot get text dot to string, and also make sure you are using the trim function here. So why we use the trim function is, let's say if I'm typing some name here or the email here, and by mistake I'm giving some spaces at the starting or at the end. So by default that will be also the part of your string. So while the next time the user will use to log in, he will definitely not use the space again. So it will create some problem. So you have to use the trim function, so it will remove all the unwanted spaces inside your edit text. So once that is done, we'll create another thing for getting our password. Dot get text dot posting dot trim. Okay. Now when we have these things, we also have to check if the user have inputted some data or not, because you don't want to create one blank user, and Firebase will not allow also you. So first we will check if it is not empty, dot is empty, and then once our email is also not empty, we have to also check our password. Right? When these things are empty, I want to show one toast message here. Toast message will be saved. Please provide some valid data. Okay. Now once that toast message is done, if the email and the password, both the things are not empty. Now once you can say, we can also use the or function here, but or is the mistake which we many developers do here, because if you are defining or here in between, so what will happen is, either if the email is not empty or else if, my password is also not empty, then the whole statement will become true. When the whole statement is becoming true, so it will just not be valid, because we do want our both email and password wants to be empty or just not empty. Yes, so we are using the and function here. Now once our email and password is not empty, we want to check also we want to check if our password length is greater than 6. Yes, if let's say I'm checking for the text here, dot length. Okay, so it will give you the length of your password. Then we are checking if the password is less than 6. If it is less than 6, I want to again show and post message here. Like password must contain 6 characters. When that toast is done, if all the things are correct, our email and password is not empty, our password is also greater than 6 characters or equal to 6 characters, then I want to create the user. So how you can do that is you have to just call your auth here and dot create user with email and password. And here in the argument list, you have to first pass your email and then your password. So once that is done, you can add on complete listener on it, and then in the argument list, new on complete listener. So it will provide you all the rest of the code here. Now you can see when I'm adding an on complete listener, it is giving me a task as the return. So first I have to check if that task is even successful or not. So you can just take it that task dot is successful. If it is successful, for now I will just show another toast here as user created. Yes. And if the task is not successful, I'll also give you an toast. Try again. Yes. For now, we are not handling any Firebase errors. We will do in our upcoming class. Now, once I run this app, are there any doubts?
No, sir.
It is taking too long. Okay. Yes, we got our sign in page. Now, without adding any input to my email and password, if I hit on the button, it is not creating the things. So first we have to put some value here. It crashed. Check again what is happening. Just check if it creates the user and or password. And I'll hit on the user. Okay, now we should refresh it. Now you can see it is creating a user with the provided email here, and we are also getting the user UID here. Now we can use this in the many things. We will use this in our further task while retrieving some data of the particular user or editing some data of the particular user. It will help us. Are there any doubts?
No, sir.
No.
Others, any doubt?
No, sir.
So this is our today's task. So we will go further also while we will do all the CRUD operations of the Firebase. Then also we will look on our SQLite database that will see in the upcoming task. So for today, this is your task, and you have to complete the task. I'm seeing very less submissions in the classroom. So now, last week that was an option because that was the first week of your internship. Now we will start marking the inactive. Your test. I already informed too many times to submit it. Now it's on you. If you want to submit, submit, or we will mark you as inactive. If there are any doubts, you can ask.
No, sir.
So if there are no doubts, we will end this meeting. We will end this meeting. Thank you.